What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Webull is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put at least $100 in that brokerage account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out their brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of the video. Click on that Webull link. Open up your new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. I'm going to also send you a Webull tutorial video to walk you through the app to show you how to make your first trade. All you got to do is send me a DM on Instagram at RichardFane28, and I'm going to send you that Webull tutorial video. The great housing market reset is here. I was checking out a few articles online, and Redfin and Zillow talking about their second quarter earnings for 2023, and both have experienced 10 to 15% decrease in total revenue. And one of the reasons they contribute that decrease in total revenue is to what's happening in our housing market. See, transactions for residential homes has fallen sharply over the last 18 months as the Federal Reserve has ratcheted up short-term interest rates. Now, home prices have not fell as hard as sales transactions. And that's why Redfin and Zillow point to that causing a decline in top line revenue for them. Some of you may ask, well, if sales are coming down, why aren't prices coming down? Well, sales are coming down because of interest rates. See, when interest rates get to a point where it doesn't make sense to purchase a home because the cost is more than you can afford, demand goes down. When demand goes down, transactions for selling homes goes down. And that's what you're having when it comes to sales transactions for residential homes. Interest rates are 6 to 7% right now. 18 months ago, interest rates were 3 to 3.5%. And most Americans who are middle class income earners, that 3% jump in interest rates took them out of the home buying picture. They just can't afford it. So what happens? Most of those people just rent. When inflation is as high as it is, the Fed had no choice but to raise short-term interest rates in order to bring inflation down. And see, when you think about inflation and you think about what actually causes inflation, it's a sharp increase in price of our goods and services. And really, housing cost is probably the main driver of inflation. So therefore, when the Fed started raising short-term interest rates 18 months ago, it was an effort to cool off our red-hot economy. And a big part of our economy is housing cost. So that's what they did. They started raising interest rates, and they've done it 11 times in the last 18 months. And that has really caused demand to fall. And the reason home prices are not coming down as fast as transaction sales is because of low supply. Because you got home builders out here who pretty much stopped building new homes. And the reason they stopped building new homes is, one, it got really expensive to borrow money in order to support their home building process. And then two, they said, look, we're not going to repeat 2008 where we took all the risks and we lost, right? A lot of home builders were wiped out in the 2008 real estate bust. A lot of these home builders are not going to repeat that. So they said, you know something? With demand falling, interest rates rising, we're not going to be the one holding the bag. So we're going to stop producing so many homes until such time as demand picks up. So that's what's causing, in my opinion, low inventory. Also, another reason we got low inventory is because you have homeowners who aren't putting their homes up for sale. And if I'm a homeowner and I bought my house pre-pandemic and I got a ton of equity in it, plus I'm locked in at a pretty reasonable interest rate. Let's say I'm locked in at 4%. Plus I got a ton of equity in my house. Why in the world would I sell it? Yeah, I could get that capital gain. I could get my equity in my pocket. But then I'm gonna have to go out and buy a more expensive house at a higher interest rate in that 6 to 7% range. So I'm exchanging my 4% interest rate for a 7.5% interest rate. And most people are not willing to do that. They're just saying, hey, I'll sit tight and take the chance that I might lose a little bit of equity value. But in my opinion, it's worth it because I'm not going to be using my equity anyways, because the equity in my house is where I have the most of my net worth. So I don't want to be in a situation where I got all of my net worth in my pocket, and as I go back out here to get a new home, I got to pay maybe twice what I paid for my old home, and I'm going to have an interest rate in that 7 to 7.5% range. So home builders not building a lot of spec inventory, and then existing homeowners not putting their homes up for sale is why we have such a supply issue right now. Even though demand is down because of interest rates going up, we still have a supply issue because of those two things I just mentioned. So Redfin and Zillow is saying, you know, it's going to be a rough year for us in 2023. But it's going to be a rough year for anybody or any company that's tied to residential housing market. Also, commercial real estate market. Anybody that's tied to real estate brokerage is going to have some difficulties in 2023, and I'm sure they had difficulties in 2022, because anytime demand goes down, sales go down. Doesn't necessarily mean prices are going to go down. And I told you why prices aren't coming down, because of low inventory, right? So what's the game plan for the housing market and people who make their living by doing transactions in the housing market? Well, all they can do is wait on the Federal Reserve to start decreasing short-term interest rates. But here's the thing they got to think about. The Fed, like I have mentioned before, is on a tightrope, right? They don't have a safety net under them. So if they reduce interest rates too fast, they risk the chance of reigniting inflation again and inflation shooting back up. if they keep interest rates high for too long, they risk a lot of industries tied to the real estate market failing. Because the real estate market, especially when it comes to residential real estate, even commercial real estate, is tied to transactions. If I'm a real estate agent, whether it be commercial or residential, I don't get paid unless a transaction happens. So that's what we're looking at right now. So the Fed has to say, well, okay, housing cost is one of the main drivers of inflation, so we got to be careful. We cannot reduce short-term interest rates too quickly, too fast, and then all of a sudden we ignite a demand frenzy, and then all of a sudden we got this low supply and we got all this demand again. It's going to increase prices, which in turn increases inflation again, and the Fed can't have that. So I think the Fed will systematically start lowering short-term interest rates, maybe by a quarter every meeting or every 2 meetings starting in 2024, so that they can carefully monitor inflation so that there is no turnaround in it prematurely. And that is basically what the CEO of Redfin and Zillow said during their earnings reports. They're waiting on the Fed to start decreasing short-term interest rates, and they believe once the Fed does that, it will reignite their business, right? And reignite a lot of other businesses that depend on real estate transactions here in our housing market and our commercial real estate market as well. Drop me some comments down in the comment box and let me know what you think about the housing market / real estate market reset starting now. You want them 12 free stocks from Webull, you got to click on that link down in the description box, open up that Webull account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. You can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness, never stop believing in yourself, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace.
Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.